Welcome back to Just Try. Got my trusty cameraman Aiden behind the wheel of the camera here. We are going to start opening stuff today, and we're going to share with you what we've got, what was recommended to us after a lot of research and a lot of, checking with people that have done some similar things. This is what we've came up with. Look at that. Tiny radiator for a tiny car. And this is where you gotta start, people. No cooling means a dead engine. It doesn't matter how much power you have. Oh, isn't that just beautiful? Look at those welds. I'll be interested to weigh this later and see where it comes in compared to the factory radiator. I know it's bigger. We'll be doing that with the wheels as well. Now, I'm going to put this back in the bag and move on to the next rig. What do we have here for this? Very nondescript box. Oh, they threw in a tumbler. Look at that. Thanks. Oh, I love it. All right. We got silicone hoses. This is all likely to be accessories with the Mishimoto radiator.
You're wrong. It's actually for the air intake system.
Because if you don't know, the radiator's in front, the engine's in the back. So you have to have hoses and metal pipes ran all underneath the side of the car. I imagine that's what a lot of this is. Red always looks great with yellow, right?
It's got a fire color to it.
Nobody will see those more than likely. Yeah. All right, so this is my intake tube. Excellent. Now, let me set that in there. More parts of the intake. It's gonna be a puzzle. This, I feel like, is going to be a heat deflector for the exhaust, but I'm not 100% certain yet. It's a little flimsy, but it would deflect heat pretty well, I imagine. For now, I'll set this out of the way. Christmas! This is likely something to do with the standalone ECU. Nope, clamps.
Ugh, so close. Computers versus clamps.
Lots of clamps. T-band clamps even. Iron markers, nice. So far, so good. A lot of packaging. Uh-oh. What is this? See, this is the motor mount kit to make the 2ZZ bolt up in place of the stock 1ZZ engine. Boy, I hope they sent instructions. I don't know if I'm going to be smart enough to figure this out. Motor mount. Oh no, that's a axle shaft outboard.
And he calls himself a knowledgeable mechanic. It's actually inboard.
Oh, you know what this actually is? I was wrong. This is not the motor mount kit.
Wrong again. It's actually for the transmission shift linkage.
So, for the build, the standard transmission that comes in the 1ZZ is a C56 transmission. It's only good up to about 200. So you can get some C60s that are out of like the Celica GTSs that are good up to maybe 300 if you build them. That's not going to be enough for me. So I'm getting a built E153 again from Terrence Racing. You're going to hear that name a lot. They've worked with me quite a lot. And in order to bolt an E153 up, which is a built transmission out of a turbo MR2, you have to buy a conversion kit. So this kit is no doubt part of that conversion kit. So, with that conversion kit, you also get driveline stuff. So, you know, inboard, outboard CVs, stuff of that nature. Looks like I'm gonna have to build the CVs, which is fine. I've done that plenty of times. Carrier bearing. More mountings. No idea where these go yet. Figure it out. More mountings. And the really important part. This is what actually allows the transmission, the E153, to bolt up to the 2ZZ. This is the magic right here. You even got little rubber bands to hold the bolts in. Look at that. That is awesome. This is going to be quite the adventure. Oh, this looks like some miscellaneous stuff. Okay, so there's the directions for the kit, and it looks like installation instructions for the V-Band Turbo kit that I got. Frunk cable. For those of you that don't know.
Come on, you should know this. He even goes into explaining how the engine's in the back instead of the front. It's an engine compartment cable.
The frunk is up here. The trunk is in the back, but the trunk has the engine, so some people call it the engine compartment cable. There's a lot of different words out there for it. But anyway, this cable opens the back. And the reason why is because they stretch, you know, they wear out. I mean, the car is 22 years old, so it makes sense. All right, exhaust manifold gasket. Adapters for oil temperature and oil pressure sensors. Fuel injectors. So I went with Monkey Wrench Racing, their 1500cc injectors. So here's your I'm sorry, 1650cc injectors. So there's your nice little data sheet. I don't know what any of that means, but it looks impressive, right? Oh, look at that. Yes. Right. AEM air filter. I imagine that's going to go on our intake pipe.
Turns out it goes in the turbo inlet.
Over here at some point or another. My AEM high flow in-tank fuel pump. Basically, this thing is a 340 liter per hour on gasoline. So the goal will be on race fuel, you know, 340 liters per hour. Get me probably mid 500 horsepower. That's the goal. E85, you have to pump 30% more of that, so I won't be able to run E85 that high because I'll just deal with fuel starvation. In the future, if this works out as well as I hope it does, I'll be getting a larger tank or a larger in-tank fuel pump. The reason I didn't get one this time around is because there's not one that's a direct fit, and I felt like I had done enough modifications at this point. Oh yeah, random suspension parts. Some nice stickers. These will go really well with the wrap I'm gonna put on the car. After the engine, driveline, cooling system, oil cooler, tires, everything goes in. I have a body kit on order for this. It's gonna be a wide body kit. It's going to add 45 millimeters to either side, front and rear. And the goal is to get that on to increase the aero and to make sure that we have enough body to cover our rear wheels so we don't look silly with our rear wheels sticking out. Rear stabilizer pins. Oh, flywheel bolt set. Don't lose those. Have to get me some Loctite at some point. Variable valve timing wiring set. Gonna be doing some wiring. I got mad solder skills, so it's okay.
I'm sure those mad solder skills come in handy for our no solder kit, as it pins the ECM connector.
And this is my exhaust manifold. So the exhaust manifold is designed specifically to work with the Garrett turbo I got. Oh yeah, look at that beautiful hunk of metal. Oh. A MagnaFlow muffler. I have no idea what this car is going to sound like when I get done with it. I just hope it's good. Yep, it's a muffler.
Checks out.
Checks out. Universal stainless steel. All right. We're going to put that here. What do we have? V-Port Pro Uni. Let's see what this is. Turbo Smart. Alright, so Turbo Smart's instructions are online. Oh, it's a blow-off valve. That's what BLV stands for. Good lord. Oh man. So I went with, it's an external wastegate turbo and a separate blow-off valve because I want that sound from the Fast and the Furious. Yeah, that sound that everybody loves. I could imitate it, but it'd be bad. Here. Ooh, candy! Oh man, they gave me some stuff. Sweet. Oh, that is awesome. I wish it was bendable. That's the only complaint I had. And a pen? Everybody needs more pins.
So where does the candy go in the car?
The glove box. Alright, some V-band clamps for the turbo, no doubt. Blow-up valve filter. My guess would be oil supply or drain. Likely drain, since it's such a large diameter. Clamps. Heat shields, would be my guess. Exhaust clamps. So this is all part of the turbo kit. Take a nice look inside here. Yeah. So that's going to be quite the experience. I've never added a turbo to a naturally aspirated vehicle. Please, let me reiterate. I've worked on cars for over 2 decades. I've never done anything like this, so this is going to be a trip for everybody. This intercooler. So this right here brings up a really good point in our build. A lot of people, there's not a good place to put an intercooler on this car. You can pipe it to the front, but there's just not a lot of room to mount it up front. So this one's actually designed to go in the back, hanging low, so fresh air goes under the oil pan and comes up and hits the intercooler. We'll keep a close eye on our intake air temps, and if it's getting too warm, I'll likely just have to install a fan on it, which is not a big deal. Good Lord, that thing is massive for shiny car. Yeah, this literally just cools air. That's all it does. So turbos use exhaust to spin, so that makes the air hotter that they're spinning, right? So then you pipe it through this, and it uses cooler outside air to cool that air. Colder air is more dense. More dense means more combustion boom. harder you work the turbo, the harder your intercooler has to work.
Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to check out our links below, and I'll see you next time.